There is the Croatian boxer suiting up in the red corner. Andy IDRIZI, his opponent, Ezequiel de CRUZ of Brazil. Sportingly making his way around the boxing ring. Greeting everybody before he gets the headgear strapped on and will await the inspection from the third man in the ring. Well, that's the bell from Ring B. So we await the restart after what is effectively a false start.
Round one.
But unlike track and field, nobody getting disqualified for false starting. And now, upon the bell here in Ring A, we are underway in this 64-kilogram light welterweight affair. It's between boxers from Croatia and Brazil. The man wearing red is Andy IDRIZI, 17 years of age. He's just taken a good right hand over the top from the boxer wearing blue, and that is Ezequiel de CRUZ, 18 years of age, part of a 7-man Brazilian boxing team. No women boxers representing the South American nation, and that's the case for the Croatians as well. He's here as part of a 5-man squad, is IDRIZI. But it's de CRUZ who has made the brighter start here. Both boxers receiving buys from what was effectively the round of 64. 34 boxers making up the 64-kilogram light welterweight division. 2 fewer than in the most crowded weight class of welterweight at 69 kilograms, where there are 36 boxers. So 4th day of the tournament, quite a long wait for these boxers to get themselves into the mix. Just as we approach the midpoint, it is de CRUZ who has found his range more quickly, and he's putting IDRIZI onto the end of that long left jab. It's coming from a very relaxed guard. IDRIZI offering one of those as well, but he's not quick enough to get out of the way of the right cross that came in his direction. There's another flashing right hand landed by the man in blue. And IDRIZI hasn't yet found the range as we approach 2 minutes gone in the opening round. Well, de CRUZ trying to work away with his free right hand when IDRIZI was tying him up. The referee was hip to that infringement. Looping right hand makes its way around the corner, but how about that for a left jab? De CRUZ sending the man off balance with a spearing lead left hand. Left hook on a retreat from IDRIZI. But de CRUZ visibly quickened his feet after that left jab success. It was a solid shot. Just disrupted the balance of IDRIZI. Turning a left hand underneath while his arm was straight. He turned his palms upwards and used it like a whiplash, did de CRUZ. So closing seconds of the opening round. It's still IDRIZI taking the long route around the boxing ring. Back to the middle of the roped arena now, but I think that's going to be a round in favor of the man in blue. And there's confirmation, a clean sweep across the board. Ezequiel de CRUZ settling into his rhythm more quickly. Some of the action from that first 3-minute frame.
dalje spuštaš, moraš malo ući u fight s njim. Sorry, ali ovo ti je svjetsko. Vidiš prvu rundu tad. I previše spuštaš ruke bolje. I onda te pogodi bez veze, bodove radi na tebi. Mislim, nije on ništa nešto ekstra.
Para com a mão da frente, pra não encostar demais. Para, usa esse jab, cara.
Round 2.
So we're into the second round. A 64-kilogram light welterweight contest scheduled for 3 threes. And that shot right there, the lead left hand of Ezequiel de CRUZ, was really effective for him in the opening round. Here he drops down with a spearing right cross to the body. Turns the palms upwards and lands with the same flank. So IDRIZI hasn't really got to grips with the man in front of him yet. Trying to establish his rhythm, but he's conceded the opening round. Here continuing to box on the back foot, but if he's waiting for counters, he may be guilty of waiting too long. So he's trying to lean away from the punches, and when he's against the ropes, well, it's disrupting his balance, and he's not able to come back with his intended counter punch. The CRUZ has turned southpaw, presenting a different look to the Croatian boxer wearing red. IDRIZI's got to be careful he doesn't just go from corner to corner here. Trying to use the space of the ring, but he's not able to establish his own offense. There's a sneaky left hand that he landed without reply. But if he doesn't let his hands go more frequently, well, he's going to almost concede this, and he's hit by a solid right cross, put right on the end of it. And again, with him trying to evade it, he was caught as it was still extending, and it just caused him to totter backwards. So a standing count issued against IDRIZI here in the second round. And IDRIZI just put on the end of a jab there. And given that this is the posture he's adopted practically from the opening bell, I'm not quite sure there's any more variety in his skill set at this stage of his AIBA boxing career. Still only 17 years of age, remember. So lots of learning, lots of development to be done. He's now complaining that the shot was low. That's only going to encourage de CRUZ to target the body once again. In addition to all of the skills, boxers often taught to practice a poker face. Don't let your opponent know what you are thinking. Particularly if you've just taken a shot which has put you in some distress. There are, of course, exceptions to that. And those who will grin disdainfully, those who will shake their head contemptuously. But for the most part, you don't want to give anything away up there in the boxing ring. Oh, that's going to be another round in favor of Ezequiel de CRUZ. He scored a standing 8 count with a beautiful long right cross. And indeed, it's 10-8 for 3 of the 5 judges. That wasn't because of the standing 8 count. It's because it was a clear round, a clear margin of victory for the Brazilian boxer wearing blue. That's how the 10-point must system is interpreted in AIBA boxing. Distinct and different from the interpretation in the paid ranks, where a trip to the canvas is often what brings about a 10-8 round. In AIBA boxing, 10-9, where a boxer must score 10, is for the victor of a close round. And there's the right cross that put IDRIZI into the neutral corner and brought about a standing count. But it's 10-9 for a close round, 10-8 for a clear winner, and 10-7 for total domination. And of course, all of those things can occur without taking a trip to the canvas. So into the third and final round then, it would be, well, I think IDRIZI knows he's got to do something different, but I'm just not quite sure it's within his toolkit at the moment to do anything different. So you can see that he's a back foot boxer, a counter puncher. But here he finds himself down by a considerable margin after conceding the opening 2 rounds unanimously. But there he comes back with a right hand left hook. And maybe that is his only way back into the contest here now, is to take the CRUZ out inside the scheduled distance. For the CRUZ, who's been having things pretty much all his own way through these completed 2 rounds, well, that's a reminder to him that there is a live opponent in there with him, and he can't afford to lose concentration for a second. Already said, as long as the opponent remains on their feet, they are a threat. So the CRUZ won't want to present the opportunity for IDRIZI to land a shot which takes him out inside the distance, because from my perspective, that's the only way IDRIZI has of getting back into this contest here now. There's another right cross once again, catching IDRIZI as he's trying to remain out of harm's way. So the CRUZ, in pursuit of his man, couldn't quite find a range with that right hand lead out of the orthodox stance. Well, it's almost as though IDRIZI is trying to lay that trap to lure the CRUZ in and then strike with quick, accurate counters. Nice left hook landed by the CRUZ. Dropping his hands down by his knees once again, the man in blue. There's a beautiful lead left hook landed by IDRIZI. Timed that one sweetly. But again, he's going to need more volume than he's demonstrating here, because he's trailing by some distance, and if he hopes to prevail, well, he's got to take his man out of there. He's landed a couple of eye-catching combinations. Say combinations, the most recent one was a notable lead left hook, and the other one was a 1-2 combination out of the corner. But while he has enjoyed those sporadic, rare successes, the CRUZ have just been piling up the points and pretty much controlling this one. The CRUZ telegraphing that attempted right hand in the closing stages. Nice to see that show of respect between the 2 teenaged athletes, but it's going to be Ezequiel the CRUZ who will go through to the round of 16 in the men's 64kg light welterweight division. There's the right-left combination landed by IDRIZI. He had a left hook success as well in the 3rd round, but nowhere near enough to overturn the considerable deficit that he faced after conceding the 2nd round 10-8 for 3 judges and the 1st round 10-9 for all 5 of the observers here ringside.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout by unanimous decision is the boxer from the blue corner, Ezequiel da CRUZ, Brazil.
So confirmation of a unanimous points decision victory for Brazil's Ezequiel da CRUZ. And the IDRIZI with patches of success, but the more consistent display came from this man, and he goes through to the next round. He'll face off against the Moroccan El Kanchaf in the round of 16 tomorrow evening. That's how he did it.